Hey Internet, this is N.G.R.I. Today I'll be reviewing Paper Mache Dream Balloon, the second album of this year from another great Australian psychedelic group, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. With their weirdo name and overall slacker, oddball aesthetic, King Gizzard has really created a very specific and also, I'd say, successful brand that appeals to fans of this genre just instantly, fans of psychedelic and jam rock music. Somehow this band is more musically sophisticated, but also goofier than the hazy hipster hero I reviewed earlier this year, Mac DeMarco. Much like, but even more so than Mac, these guys are really prolific. Not only are they a 7-piece band, but this is their 7th album in 3 years. Yeah, that's 2 albums a year, so a band does not get much more devoted than that. I first got into them last year when Oddments came out, their 4th album, and that one's still probably my favorite, but also I really loved Quarters. I thought that was their most complete album. That's the one that came out earlier this year. 4 songs, all at about 10 minutes. They had some jazz in there. I just thought that compared to their earlier stuff, there wasn't as much filler material and you didn't have to dig as much for the stuff, at least that I liked. And with so many musicians, King Gizzard is really able to add a ton of layers to their lo-fi retro sound. Behind walls of the typical fuzzy effects-driven guitars and mid-60s bass and synth tones, they add a lot of unique instruments as well, like the theremin, the harmonica, and my personal favorite, the flute. I guess in that way you could compare them to Jethro Tull, but the flute isn't as jazzy, it's more bluesy. Paper Mache Dream Balloon is their only fully acoustic album, so it stands in stark contrast to the Ty Segall and Pond-esque jam of an album, I'm in Your Mind Fuzz. And what I think they've done so well on this album is deliver songs that all stand apart from each other melodically and thematically, yet all relate through this consistent instrumental makeup. This is definitely their most Beatles-like album in that every song carries its own weight and has its own unique identity. The opener, Sense, serenely sets the stage with a killer clarinet line and some subdued vocals. The band makes the most of a really simple groove with instrumental variety. There's the sax, there's some piano tinkling, there's the hand drums, and with repeated listens you'll even hear some light string accents during the verses. The next song, Bone, is the most immediate and catchiest pop song on the album. It really showcases the unrelenting lightheartedness that permeates every song on the record. I didn't really like this song at first, but just like the rest, with repeated listens, it just reveals more and more each time and really ends up sticking with you. I especially love that ascending bass line during the second chorus. The third song, Dirt, is definitely one of my favorites. It's got these high, wispy vocal harmonies and a deceptively complex progression. What to say about the title track? Go listen to it. This song just instantly makes me happy. And it's the perfect example of how these really short blasts of harmonica work so effectively for this band. The melody is undeniable, and the rapid snare rolls and tempo change build my sense of utter euphoria. The percussion continues to shine on the spooky trip folk tune, Trapdoor. Trapdoor, trapdoor, that trapdoor, trap. This is a bit of a turning point on the album as the music remains rather chipper and peppy, but the lyrics suddenly get a little darker. There's only 2 alternating sections on Trapdoor, but from the brilliant flute stutterings to the whale-like murmurs of the strings on the verses, there's a lot under this somewhat austere exterior. The next song, Cold Cadaver, starts just like Trapdoor with another slow snare acceleration. With its Eastern guitar melody and brisk tempo, this marks the end of an absolutely stellar first half of this album. Then we get a blues interlude on the song The Bitter Boogie, and I think they could do a whole album of blues. I'm a little bit torn on this one. On one hand, I think it kind of breaks up the flow of this album, but there are some really great moments on it. About halfway through, a different singer comes in, and King Gizzard is really doing their best Black Keys impression, and it's really good. That voice is perfect for the emotional tone of the song. I won't go into too much depth with the rest of the songs on this thing, but I will say that the band keeps up this relentless cheeriness, enthusiasm, and energy throughout. I really, really like this new direction for the band, away from those long, drawn-out, psychedelic jams to this more concise and short pop format. I think different from what they've done in the past, every single moment on this thing feels carefully crafted and just in the right place. You don't even realize how infectious these songs are until the last song, aptly named Paper Mache, pieces them all together into a flute solo. The musical proficiency of King Gizzard has never come through quite like this. To give you some other bands and recommendations that this album sounds like, I think of course the lo-fi sounds of Unknown Mortal Orchestra, who had a great album, a great record this year. And then maybe the OCs, possibly the acoustic stylings of Little Joy. They've only had one record, but the second to last song on here, Most of What I Like, really reminds me of them, that sort of islandy, breezy feel. Sure, King Gizzard is a little corny and indulgent at times, but I think they've really confirmed their talent and their musical ability on Paper Mache Dream Balloon, and they've done it all without their usual fuzz. So, 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching. I'm at 100 subscribers now, which I'm pretty excited about. Looking to continue to make a lot of reviews here in the upcoming weeks. And the end of the year lists, of course. Please like, subscribe, comment on what you thought about the album. See ya.